Good afternoon, collectors. Greetings from Minnesota. Still winter here, but it's a beautiful sunny afternoon. I'm sorry, I kind of always give you the weather forecast, but got to start with something. We're really happy to be coming from Department 56's showroom. I have a variety of pieces to show you today, and I based what I selected on pieces that you requested. So we have a couple pieces of Harry Potter, we have some National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, we have some Snow Village, Dickens Village, and North Pole. And right before I came on the air here today, I had somebody on Facebook asking again about brochures. Now this is a really nice brochure this year. And why should you have a brochure? You can see things online and you can see a lot of the information online. But what's really nice about our brochures, and I'll just open it up and look at one thing here. We've got the name of the piece. It tells if it's new. It kind of highlights that, gives its item number and suggested retail prices, both in the U.S. and in Canada. And it gives dimensions. It gives like the footprint dimensions. It also tells you what material the main piece is made out of, if it's porcelain, if it's ceramic, if it's resin. So those are all important pieces of information to have. The other thing it does tell you is what replacement bulb is used for each of these pieces. So that's all really important information. And it will tell you what the coordinating accessory is. So all of those are really good pieces of information to have, which is why you should get this really handy brochure. You can get them from your retailer. A lot of the retailers I know have them in stock now and are giving them out or selling them. You can also order them directly through our website for $5 plus shipping, and that would be for the Village brochure, or we also have the complete 2020 Snow Babies brochure. So both of those are handy to have. So it seems like you're all kind of anxious to see some of these new introductions, so let's go. I'm going to start with a piece from Harry Potter. And this is called the Owlery. And this piece was designed by village artist Paul Lundberg, who has designed all of the lit pieces for Harry Potter to date. And it's a smaller piece. He said it goes with the whole structure of Hogwarts, the school, and we've now done that in 3 different parts. And if you can see, and I think Nate is trying to give us a little bit of an insight here, and let me turn here. I think you can see here that there are no glass in any of the windows, and that is something that is straight from the movie and from the books. And the reason they do that is so that the owls can freely go in and out. So there is the Owlery. This is a piece that is made totally of resin, hand painted. I think it's really a pretty piece. In our display around the corner of the Harry Potter pieces, they have it on a piece of styrofoam that they have built up to look like it's kind of on a mountain. It does come with a battery box, and what I have used here is, of course, our AC/DC adapter. So that is the Owlery for Harry Potter. Great new piece. I like the stairway that they have built into it there. Lots of detail. Paul loves this series, so it kind of comes out in the way he designs his pieces. Okay, another one for this series for Hogwarts, or for Harry Potter, is a piece called The Three Broomsticks. Get this lit up so that you can see how this one looks. And remember, all of the Harry Potter pieces are resin. And I don't have this in here real good because I didn't want it to get stuck, and I want to be able to quickly remove it when we move on to the next piece. But this is the Three Broomsticks. Now, according to the books and the movies, Three Broomsticks is like a pub or a social drinking establishment, a place just off campus in the little town of Hogsmeade, where Harry and the faculty and Harry's friends, I guess it's for upperclassmen only, can go and have a bite to eat and drink something that they call butterbeer, which doesn't sound terribly appetizing, but I've never tried it, so I guess I'd try it once. And when I took the piece out of the box today, I looked at it and I thought, boy, it's kind of a cattywampus looking piece. Paul designed this really interestingly. He wanted it to look quirky, just like the place is. It has multi-peaked roof lines, and if you can see in front here, this is a little off-center. And when I was talking to Paul about the piece this morning, I got a chance to see something else that's a little cattywampus that he's working on. Oh, wait a minute, I've said a little too much, so pretend I didn't say that. But there will be more coming for Harry Potter in a few months. But this is a really pretty piece. And when I asked him about it, I said, what do you think, Paul? Could this be used in Dickens Village? And he said, absolutely. I think it would be a great pub-type piece to be used in Dickens Village as well. And I think the scale and the size would be appropriate as well. So that is the 3 broomsticks. And you can see they've got a little sign with 3 broomsticks over the door. So lots of detail on this piece, and lots of snow on this piece. You can see in the back here, there's as much snow on the back roof line as there is in front. I really like this piece. I think this is my favorite piece in Harry Potter so far. The last piece I want to show you for Harry Potter, I need to find here we go, is an animated accessory. And I've got that all ready to go here. And let's see here. There we go. This is Lord Voldemort and Nagini. Nagini is his snake. And I think the animation really helps create the illusion that this snake is really coiling around her master. Very well done, and again, it's got that same kind of rugged bottom that you would see outside of Hogwarts, so will fit in very, very nicely. And this one does come with its own adapter. So that's Lord Voldemort and Nagini, an animated accessory. So those are 3 of the new pieces for the Harry Potter series. Now let's take a look at Snow Village. And in Snow Village, I've got a piece here. Bring them both out. Let's get them plugged up. Make sure we're plugging the right things into the right adapter sockets here. This is brand new for the Christmas Lane, and this is the North Pole House. And I think this is really going to be a popular set. Now, if I counted right, this is the 21st edition to the sub-series. Some people that are collecting these are just collecting the Christmas Lane series. This is supposedly a neighborhood or a street in town where they have a Christmas contest every year. And this year, this particular home decided to use the theme of the North Pole. So they've got the North Pole in lights on the roof line. They've got some really good-looking trim that they've got on the front of the house. They've got some signs here that are North Pole related. It says Santa's Workshop this way and Candy Cane Lane that way, and they've got a parking sign out in front for Santa, and then they've got this really neat standalone Santa with his North Pole, and it's lit. And when I looked at it, I thought, yeah, that's really nice. And I can remember growing up, actually, my dad had made a Santa very similar to this, cut it out of plywood, and had it in our front yard. Our Christmas tree was a triangular shape, and he wanted to put some rotating silver balls on the tree, and he didn't have silver balls, so what he used were the top of juice cans on sticks, and they, when the wind went through, they would twirl. So I remember that. I don't think our house was called North Pole, but I can remember having that Christmas tree and this standalone Santa outside. So this is very 1950s and 1960s. And this Santa actually looks very much like the vintage classic Santa. He's waving to the passersby. And he's based on the classic design of an American artist named Haydn Sundblom. And Haydn Sundblom did his first illustration for Coca-Cola in 1931 and really kind of cemented our view of what Santa Claus has looked like over the years. And the face of the Santa was Haydn looking in the mirror, so he drew himself to the image. And between 1931 and 1965, every year, Haydn Sundblom drew a Santa for Coca-Cola, and they were some of the most popular ads done. So I think Scott did a really nice job of adding something very nostalgic like that for our North Pole, or for our North Pole house. And Scott has done all 21 of the Christmas Lane sub-series pieces. And if you've got ideas of other pieces you'd like to see Scott add to this series, please let us know, and we're happy to pass those on to Scott. The other Snow Village piece I'm going to show you, let me just get these out of the way here, is a piece for the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. And that piece is right here. I kind of had it sitting out on the table because I think it's such a cute little piece. And let's see here, I've got to have an adapter. And I want to show you these adapters here for a second, even before I plug them in. Previously, our adapters were about this size. Last year, we came up with a new factory, and see how much smaller they are? They still are the same voltage, and they're much lighter. These weigh almost a pound a piece to ship, so that we're cutting down on shipping. But they're also much smaller and much easier to plug into your power strips and much easier to use. So I'm real happy with these. And when you take them out of the box at first, especially if you're ordering a replacement adapter for something, you're thinking, that doesn't look the same. What you have to look at is the output that is printed right on the adapter. And these are exactly the same output. So these two will work exactly the same. And I was really pleased when I'm starting to look at some of the new pieces. They all use the same adapter this year. So maybe they're getting the idea that we don't need quite so many different adapters. This one is really cute. It is called the Jelly of the Month Club. Now, it's just a cute little piece. It's got a tiny little footprint. It's got LED lighting, and I think the little lights over the awnings that shine down really give it a nostalgic look. And if you remember from the movie, Clark thought he was going to be getting this nice big fat check that he could buy a swimming pool with to put in his backyard. And instead, what he got was a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. Poor Clark. And it's got detail all the way around. And you can see there's an employee entrance in back. And the Jelly of the Month Club comes from Granny's Jams and Jellies, established in 1989. And the reason for that year, of course, is because that's the year the movie first came out. So really a cute little piece with a lot of detail that really ties very well into the story of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I really like this piece. I don't know why. It really kind of spoke to me this year. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a piece that is my favorite for the year. And this one is, let's get this plugged in. This is the Santa's Countdown Tower. Whoops. Let's take those out while we're getting the light bulb in. That's how you lose pieces. Okay. Well, come on. I guess you can't be left-handed and do this. This will be a great standalone piece, even if you don't collect North Pole. It comes with 2 little blocks that you can change the date on, so that youngsters at your house can change the date and count down those days till Christmas. And because it is a clock tower, there's a clock on all 4 sides. They're non-working clocks. But the other cute thing, and I will turn it so that you can see, is you can have a little discussion with the kids about bedtime in other countries. So it has a clock of what, if it's 5 to 6 where you are, what time is it in Germany or in Hong Kong or in Brazil? What other countries do we have here? Mexico, Australia, France, Switzerland, and then in the USA. So really cute little footprint, something you could just have on the counter, and just a really cute little set. The other part about this one is it is a gift set. So it comes with a little sisal tree, a bag of real plastic snow, or fresh fallen snow, which is the finer stuff, and that's my favorite, and a little accessory. So if you know someone who just hasn't quite committed to starting North Pole, what a cute little setup. Would look cute sitting on your island, or your bar in the kitchen, or just on a little table. Really a cute little setup. Nice way to get started, and I think the greatest part about this whole set is the price point. This whole set will retail for $79. So great set. Great set for the price. Lots of detail. So that's my favorite piece for the year. And I don't have much North Pole, but this one definitely is one that I will be looking to purchase this year. Okay. Another gift set that I wanted to share with you is a new set for Christmas in the City, or excuse me, for Dickens Village. Now, it technically is for A Christmas Carol, which brings me to answering a question that I get quite often. There it is. It's called Scrooge's Boyhood Home. And you all know Scrooge came from rather meager start. So we have this cute little house, and it's got some really nice little detail. The Scrooge home was very modest. It has a little accessory that comes with it, and this is a porcelain house. It comes with Scrooge and the Christmas spirit of Christmas past, because the spirit, of course, takes Scrooge back so he can see where he came from. And it comes with the snow and a tree as well. Another good place to start if you know someone who is interested in starting this collection. So why do we have A Christmas Carol and Dickens Village? Well, A Christmas Carol, all of the designs comes right from the pages of that small novel written by Dickens in 1843, A Christmas Carol. So it would only have things that Scrooge would have been involved in, his counting house, the poultice where Mrs. Cratchit went to get her Christmas bird, the baker where she went to get her Christmas pudding. But if it's Dickens Village, then we're incorporating more of the idea of Dickens's England in Victorian times. So it can include things like Victoria and Albert's Balmoral Cottage, Balmoral Lodge, or it could have the Tower Bridge of London and other places that were part of Dickens's London at the time he was writing his novels. But A Christmas Carol is a much narrower scope, so that's why it's a smaller village, and it is a village that some collectors just have chosen to keep a smaller village. But a lovely piece, and I'm really glad to see that they've added this piece to A Christmas Carol. So now we have Scrooge's boyhood home. Last thing I want to show you today is something I'm very excited about, and I think you all will be too. Some of you may have seen this last summer with a couple of the mid-year pieces, but this is, we are going to have some new packaging. We are going to be phasing this in with new introductions, but we are going to be using something other than that crumbly styrofoam. The technical name for this kind of styrofoam is called EPE, and it is a hard styrofoam that's not going to crumble apart when you touch it. I took all the tape off of this one, and look at what great shape this packaging is in. It looks like it was kind of created in layers, and it will be wonderful for storing your packages. Much easier to get the pieces in and out of the boxes. So this is something to look forward to with new pieces that you are purchasing this year. So all of the new designs for 2020 will be coming in this type of packaging, and I think they will be converting existing pieces as they get the packaging designed and set up for production. Our next Facebook Live is going to be next week. We are having such a good time showing you some of the new pieces. We decided we would do Facebook Live on Thursday, February 13th. I would like to continue to show you some of the new pieces that we are just introducing. So please, in your comments, let me know what pieces that I have not shown yet that I can show you next week. We will see you on Thursday the 13th. Until then, happy villaging.